thing or a good thing to happen. So I was just sorting out that. So that aside, so first we will talk a little bit about the do's and don'ts of.
सब बच्चों आप लोग लिखोगे, जो भी सर बोल रहे हैं लिखोगे.
Okay. So we will talk first about prerequisites. Prerequisite means that before you go for the interview, you must dress up appropriately. Okay, I leave the word appropriately to you. Don't wear flashy clothes. Not necessary to wear a tie, but if you are wearing a tie, make sure you fit it in snugly. Don't go with the loose knot. Sometimes you are going for the interview direct from the GT. When you come out from the GT, there is a lot of dust on your shoes and also on your hair and face. Go to the washroom, wash your face, clean yourself up to the extent possible, and then enter. Now, when you are outside, do not ask the person coming out, क्या पूछा, क्या जवाब दिया. Don't do that. His answers and your answers will be totally different, and tomorrow when you become an officer, you will not get this type of thing to help you out. There will be no clue. You have to take independent decisions. Therefore, make sure that you go on your own. Lot of people think कि सर अगर मैं ये जवाब दूंगा तो वो क्या सोचेगा. That is also not your problem. Your job is to answer what is you think right for you and what is your previous experience. Based on that, you answer. Do not think that if you start thinking ki what will the interviewing officer think, you might as well not do. He is paid for that to assess what is the meaning of your answers. Once you enter, there is definitely a little bit of nervousness, you can't avoid it. Walk in with a smile, go and stand by the side of your chair, and when you wish, make sure that you wish correctly. A lot of times because of nervousness or otherwise, people wish wrongly, and then when they correct, the first correction is also wrong. Therefore, make sure you wish correctly, because this is the first thing you are going to speak. Don't make it. After that, when you are asked to sit down, sit comfortably, sit towards the back of the chair so that your back is upright. Hands you put wherever you feel comfortable, on the lap, on the handle of the arms of the chair, wherever you feel. But the important thing is once you settle down, you must maintain eye contact. Maintaining eye contact is very important. Okay, one more thing before the interview, the most important point is when you are filling the PIQ. Fill the PIQ realistically and make sure you have answers to all the questions which could come out of the details entered in your PIQ. Don't enter just for the sake of entering. So that should be a realistic thing. The distance is fairly large, so you have to speak loudly. Otherwise, your last part of sentence gets eaten up. And also do not keep your tone flat. Where emphasis is required, raise your voice and vice versa. The questions are going to be clubbed. So, you are going to first listen carefully to the questions, then remember the questions, and finally answer all the questions. The ideal situation is if you do not ask for being reminded. The sequence doesn't matter, but if you can follow the sequence, is good. Otherwise, you must remember the question and answer. The assessment is based on the details you provide. So a lot of questions will have how, why, give reason. Even if not from your point of view, you must give as much details as you possibly can to the question asked, but the details should be relevant to the question asked, and it not should be something which is nonsense. So you should be giving the correct details. Do not stress your mind in case you don't find the right word or the right sentence in English. Speak in Hindi go through. More important is your thought process, and of course, communication is there, but it is not as important as your thought process because we are assessing you for your thoughts, not for your. So don't stress your mind. Do not tell lies. If you don't know anything, acknowledge it gracefully. Sorry, sir, I don't remember, or I'll update myself. And before you go for final interview, make sure you update yourself on all the questions which are asked. Okay? And that's about all. Initially, you will be made comfortable. Question can be anything, the place you come from, or however you prepared, or your journey details, whatever it is. Go in an organized, systematic way and give details. Try to speak longer. Once you speak, you hear your voice, you start feeling more comfortable. Okay. So with that, we will start the interview. And Ronak, you will keep answering without any interruption. Okay? And after the interview is over, I will give you a debrief, and after the debrief, if you have any questions, you can ask, and then others can ask and clarify them. Okay, Ronak. So as I see, you have made defense career for yourself, and you have been to the SSB a couple of times. What is so special about the job, and what happens when you go and you are not achieving success, and what have you done differently this time? How have you prepared differently where you feel that you will be successful? Just 1 second. Hello? 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 I find that you have gone for SSB a couple of times and you seem to be quite passionate about this. What is your passion? What is special about the job? What do you think goes wrong, and what have you done differently this time where you think you will be successful?
Starting with my past experience with army, why I want to join army. Basically, I come from a defense background where I have seen army very very closely. My father was in army. I have seen army at like from my birthplace was a military hospital. I was there in unit in raising their functions. My majority of school friends are from our defense background. I went to army school. I was staying in army cantonment area. I was living in all kind of army facilities throughout my age. If I will say that 22 years, my 100% of my life is in army. I cannot say that I am a 50% soldier. If I put this in a way, I've seen majority of people across country from one dimension, one state to another state. Posting is quite fascinating. Many civilian people die in one particular area, spending 50 years, 60 years in particular area. But
okay, so I can understand your motivation. Where do you go wrong, you think, and how have you prepared differently this time?
Well, I personally feel that during my GTO, during my GTO, my knowledge part is not so well. Like at my class 12, I was not so well in my knowledge part, but I improved from last 4 years. My maturity level increased, my understanding level increased, and now I'm good with that. I feel that I will easily clear it. I worked on my discussion for that and various margins for UPSC and everything, and now I'm good knowledge clear with it.
Okay, so this time, what have you put in extra effort? Where?
But this time for extra effort, but particularly when I started writing everything like not from this attempt, from last 8 attempts, what I'm trying to do. Every day when I got a screen out or conference out, I come back to my home, write 1 hour why I got screen out. Any reason, like chatting with like I was not sitting well, I was any stupid reason to any maximum possibility. I have marked down at the possible value. At this time I have a proper thing booklet that what do don't and do I should not commit in SSB. Like very first.
Okay, see, but it's good to have a passion and good to try this thing, but sometimes it happens, that you also know that how many people come and how many people make it. So have you made any alternate attempts, and what are your alternate goals?
Sir, apart from defense, you are asking?
Yeah.
Sir, Sir, I was there when I completed my graduation in Bachelor's of Science from NIT Bhopal, and I have a great exposure from various corporate and non-government organizations across country. I worked with government of Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and various other government of Bihar for development purpose. There I have a much more dimension I have a much more scope to live. Like currently, I was working with L&T in CSR project, and I left my job. I left my job in recently 2 weeks before. Now I am planning to do for bamboo farming or carbon credit farming in future to lead the next things. These are something.
How did you get your job in Larsen Tubro and why did you leave?
Sir, I got a job under the CSR project. I got my job in my third year. I gave my interview I went for interview to Bangalore. I got open invitation based interview for GIS operator or remote sensing operators. So I cleared that interview in my first attempt, and then after I went for subsequent 3 interview stages and I cleared it. After that I was the youngest one to join L&T for under GIS department. And after around working for 6 to 7 months, I realized that this is not a time for working. I should have more skill so that I can compete more with people with higher package and higher skill. So therefore, I left my job. Now I'm preparing for defense. And of course, one problem was there. I was not giving 100% to this SSB and defense examination. So I'm thinking that my age is limited, only 22, 23. I should better give a good attempt to my defense and I clear it.
Agreed, but do you think that you require so much efforts for SSB? After all, once you have been there, people who don't know anything about SSB, they make it and you've been a couple of times. So do you think you require much time for preparation? Maybe you're overdoing it?
Might be this kind of situation, but sir, I am not compromising my rest of time. I am doing
Okay. Okay, Ronak. So, what is the meaning of your name?
Ronak sir, happiness. I come.
And are you happy type or just the name is happy?
I am the happiest type.
Okay. Okay, Ronak, we first talk about your education and we start from class 10 onwards. The overall percentage of marks you scored in each class up till now. In your academic career, your most favorite or liked subject, and there would be reasons for that. Your most favorite or admired teacher, once again, reasons for that. Your friend circle, how big it is it, and amongst them there would be somebody who would be your best friend. What is the reason for him or her being so? The extracurricular activities that you participated or position of responsibility that you held during your education. Also, if there was a subject you may not have been interested in or a teacher who did not impress you, details of those as well.
Starting with my educational qualifications, sir, I am a young, little experienced urban planner from NIT Bhopal. I recently graduated in 2025. Talking about my figures for marks, sir, from my class 10, I completed my 10th from Army School Bhopal and 12th from Army School Bhopal same. Then after I went to NIT Bhopal for my graduation. In my class 10, I scored 83.4%. In my class 12, I scored 84.4%, the both board exams. In my class 11, I scored around 75%. And when I got into graduation, I scored 84%. And I scored 83.8%, that is 84%, but somehow 83 only. And when I talk about the best subject in my school to college, right from my school, I took PCM in my class 11. In keeping the view that I need to give PCM, I need to clear NDA and JEE main, there's the one view. But physics was somehow my favorite subject because chemistry, I was not a guy who can mug up everything. I need a reason behind something like what is there, why the reason is there. But chemistry is more towards learning, like banana bond is exceptions, is all about exceptions. But physics is all about logics and how people can correlate with. Therefore, till my class 12, physics was my favorite subject. After that, I gave JEE mains and NDA, and I could not clear NDA. Then I took JEE mains my first attempt and cleared it and reached to NIT Bhopal. After coming to NIT Bhopal, I have majority of subjects which are the favorite. Like remote sensing and JEE become my favorite subject, and that will become my bread and butter for around 6 to 7 months. These jobs,
What subject?
remote sensing and GIS.
Remote sensing, okay.
I was working with the remote sensing GIS. I was not a professional, but last 4 years I was working with professional people. I got some experience in hand experience right from my first to four years. And real estate planning was somehow was most important, or somehow it gave me cushion for new ideas. Like my very first exposure to working with business comes with planning itself. Like real estate, my professor Ashutosh Sharma, he was one guy who taught me how to have a passive income, how to have a multiple income apart from a service, apart from a only.
Okay, we'll come to that later. You stick to the question, you stick to your subject, teacher and friends.
When I talk about my Ashutosh sir, majority of things which I like is connection between student faculty, the way he taught us, the way he make us understand the dimension which he open us for to think and to lead as a young planner. That is very important. The connection he gives us, that is very important. Talking about my friend circle, sir, I have a pool of good friends. But yes, from school to my college days, I have a pool of friends who are from engineering as well as defense background. Some are entrepreneurs, some are doing jobs with me in L&T, some are in Pradhan, some are now they are doing their masters from IIT Roorkee. There are many kind of people, but two people which are my best mates, are my lifelong friends, are Sahil Fogart. He is my school friend. He was there right from class 11. And in my college days, Subranil was my good friend.
What's his name?
Subranil Sen.
Okay, Subranil, yeah.
These two people are very close to me, and right from my whole education journey, they are very close and they are very supportive to me. When I talk, majority of projects which I do in my college, in my school was done by with Sahil, and majority of projects, group project or any project I done with in my college are with Subranil. Subject which I don't care about much, but there is no subject which I don't care about much, because CGPA is equally important to every subject contributing to CGPA. Therefore, I have a basic understanding on every subject. But yes, the subject which have more like GIS type, where opportunities are more, where I can get easily placed, where I can get easy internships, I like those subjects more. And passing is must for every subject, so sir, there is no worst subject.
Okay. Extracurricular activities, position of responsibilities.
Extracurricular activities in my school and college. When I was there in school, I was not so interested. I was not so dependent on extracurricular activities, because timing was not. I don't have much time. I need to go for coaching also for JEE Mains. I need to go for board examination. Right from after my class 9, the common situation is everybody is preparing something, some exam and some event. So I was in that group. Yes, but in the sports, the lunch break was a part of my sports time. We play kabaddi, we play kabaddi, we play Malkham. I played Malkham at my 8th to 9th standards also. But we don't pursue in the future. We don't put into more effort, because academics somehow as more important, and the parent has put lot much money in academy. Therefore, I prioritize money. I prioritize academy over sports. When I went to college, I realized that sports section of my college is very good, but the problem is that the people are much more superior in my skills. There is no chance to enter into sports in college. But yes, some small games like kabaddi I was playing was very small time. But after left it after entering into extracurricular activities, like I was there in academic sections. I was more into academic section. Like I entered into planning thesis and this kind of subject at a very young age. My first income in my college, which I earned was from extracurricular activities. I was surveyor for water for change in my college days. In my college days, in the first year, then I went for Amarkantak development plan. Then I went for Dacia development plan. Then I went for Kodaikanal development plan. A majority of these development plans I need connections and required time. And I always try to make 24 hours into 44 hours, but somehow the extracurricular activity in academy I have done many things, but as part of sports I have not done here much. Responsibilities which I took across my 4 years, because in my school days I was a monitor in my class, and that is enough for me. I am the boss of the class, like I am leader, so that was a one thing, the discipline captain I became in my class 11, that was purely election based, so I got good number of votes for election, and my image between teachers was quite decent. Therefore, I become a discipline captain in my class 11. Class 12 is a pure corona based. So then no head boy, no head girls. Then I entered into college. When the majority of trips, the studio trips which took place from college to any other places, the teacher gave me financial as well as various traveling responsibility like buying, making ticket for whole class 45 to 50 students. I go through DRM office and get the ticket done. I go for a reservation for a whole reservation, plan the event.
Why do you think you were made the monitor?
Sir?
What was the basis? How were you made the? Why were you made the monitor? Why do you think people, the teachers or the people voted for you?
Sir, for the discipline captain, there is the first people voted.
We'll talk of monitor first.
Pointer was not a vote for, it was selective, sir.
Okay, then why were you selected?
Sir, my academic was decent. Plus, I was somehow doing good with my NTSC and every academic exam. In my school days, my class teacher Jelani sir was there. He was towards like physics teacher, and I am also good in physics. So somehow he gave me a liking towards it. There is some reason. Secondly, sir, my attendance.
So that is, what is that some reason?
Sir, my attendance was good, my turnout was good, my behavior was good with other teachers. I was on positive student side. I had teachers in PTF. Therefore, they have a helping hand with me.
Okay, right. So now you did like to take part in extracurricular activities. You were more concentrating on academics. So your input towards studies was quite a lot. Are you happy with the output, the marks which you have scored? These days, 80s is not a very good score.
Yes, sir, I know that, but I am involved in professional courses, like planning the professional courses, and the highest marks which are in my college people got is 87 point something.
Cool.
Sir?
In your 12th, what was the highest?
In my graduation, sir, that was. In my 12th, that was 80. In my 12th, that was 97. Somebody got 97.
So
But
there is a
in my
difference.
class 12th, sir, that was, these marks are not given on me on basis of that what CBSE given in Corona, the free marks, the freebies. These are the exams which I gave personally. I wrote my all paper on ground. Like I was only boy, not me. There was one more girl who wrote the entire paper of CBSE offline, and we got that marks. My marks are not freebies.
Okay. Right. Now, all these activities which you took part in your college, were they voluntary or they were part of syllabus?
They are voluntary.
So then you didn't think that going out so much time, it didn't affect your study?
Sir, when I was there in college, the theory part which my teacher taught, that is one thing. Secondly, as a planner, the planner value is only there when the plans are practical and successful. For practical and successful plans, you need to go outside, get some failures, get some parameters. This kind of failures will be there if I will not put plans in the place, and these kind of things. In fact, my teacher supports me for that. Like in my every semester we have Viva. My teacher supports me in Viva. I have got emissions in attendance.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about remote sensing.
The remote sensing is a science for acquiring information from a distant object without getting in a physical touch. It's basically based on satellite, drone.
Okay, right. So what is the opinion of your friends about you? What do they generally think about you?
The majority of my friends, right from the school and my college days, they have opinion that I am willful. I need opportunity. I always search for opportunities across platforms, and therefore I make contacts and I make contacts and explore options. Therefore, they see me opportunistic. Then they see me hardworking. I gave my last attempt in 2022 for NDA. Then again I came in 2025 for CDS. So they see me a determined person also. But they see me a time bound person. Like they see me a time management. I do time management. Like somehow I know that if I put my 100% effort, I will only score 85%. if I put 75% of effort, then also I'll score 85%. That is fixed. So then I decided the 25% of subject I will put into a practical, like going for this plans and development, so that my CV will improve and better than the people who are have 90%. Therefore, I want to become a practically good planner, urban planner. Therefore, I opt for this.
Okay, something they don't like about you.
Majority of times my friends are like time नहीं देता मैं, because there are many things I used to do many things at a time. Time management is major problem. After college 4 p.m. after college ends for 5, they went out for restaurants and something. One day आप एक बार चलेगा, 2 बार चलेगा, ठीक है, अब कितना चले जाओगे? I was like हो गया ना. Then I started going to job, this PNCP and everything. So at 5, I was there in PNCP asking for internship, asking for work from them. Therefore, somehow they said कि time नहीं देता. This was something. But after in my class, after in my 4th year, they realized that I was on good path.
Anything else they don't like about you or they want you to improve on?
Sir, dressing sense is somehow my friends would love to improve. That will improve me. Like buying clothes. Majority of my when we went to any mall, BB mall, anywhere, when I choose any clothes, my female friends like just say कि ये नथी पहन वही बेहतर है. So they help me in buying clothes. My taste of clothes are not so well. So somehow my dressing sense they will try to do.
Do you have a girlfriend also?
No, sir, I don't have a girlfriend.
But you have friends who are girls.
Yes, I got friends with girls.
Right, so you say your time management has been pretty good. Let's understand your time management. What is your routine? How do you spend your full day from the time you get up till you go to sleep? And also, what do you do in your spare time? What are your interests and hobbies?
So when I talk about my spare time, after education, I come back to Bhopal, and now I wake up at 5:30 to 6:30. I clean up everything and make my bed and get fresh it up. From 6 to 6:30, sir, I come from a business family. My father is the owner of some petrol pump, and for that management of stocks, calling all the people at the petrol pump, asking to put all things at the right place on the petrol pump, putting stocks, putting tanker load, putting RTGS, NEFT, and all amount for getting everything, getting calculation, getting my check signed by my father, everything. So this kind of work are done in my early morning to early morning at 6:30 to 7:30. 6:30 to 7:30, sir. In my society itself, the yoga instructors are there. They come with every day they come. So somehow 1 hour of yoga I do because monsoon was there. Going outside was not an option like in rainy season. And dog biting is also increasing in my area. So to have a safe side, I started doing yoga. But the yoga is a quite good thing. I come back at 9. Yeah, I come back at 9 because somehow my friends are there. Then chit chatting is also there and everything. At 9, I go for library. At nearby Lalgati. I went to till 12 to 8. I study for 2 hours for every exam. Like currently, I am preparing for assistant commissioner for EPFO under Ministry of Labour for a civil examination. You are asking for. So this is why I am working. Then I also working for IB ACIO, but I am only giving the exam for that. I cleared ICG assistant commandant exam, CAPF assistant commandant exam. My interview will be. I gave a CAPF assistant commandant exam for CASF, and I will clear it. I have made a good relevance. I will clear it, and my interview is scheduled in December. Until 12, I will do for my all academic. From 12, from 12, sir, I go straight to my petrol pumps and everywhere, like office, because the season was there, the selling season was there. I could be there, going there, putting offline stocks, putting all records for stocks, spending all records to HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum, getting TT done, receiving it, and all the GST bill which I come, I need to give to my CA. Then all kind of like we have various connections with in petrol pump, meeting people, to increase my sales somehow. This kind of.
Okay. After that,
sir, it is till from 12 to 8 p.m. I am there in my office. Till at that particular time I do study, because every time is not a busy time. I do study there also. At 8, I do collection, all collections which I got, and at 9 p.m. I come back to my home, complete everything. Then while coming back home, all the food, everything I bring back with me. Then sir, then from 9, my father also returns from the all remaining, and we straight down, we see kabaddi with my father. Somehow the people in my family, what took place in the whole day was like, we discussed like what was the day.
Oh, this petrol pump is 7 days a week, so there is no holiday for you?
No sir, nowadays I have no holidays for me. My father was
No.
managing. And
So no entertainment also? No
No, sir.
entertainment in place?
somehow we have some problems with petrol pumps. I'm managing those problems. My sales gone completely down comparatively. So therefore I'm managing that for around 1 to 2 months.
Ronak, density plays an important part in fuel, petrol actually. What if these people say that you should take petrol when it is cold?
Sir, yes, sir. This is a small tactics where people think they will earn more profit. When the temperature is like in early winter hours, when you go at 4 a.m., when you ask for petrol, you will get slightly more dense petrol pump. But of course, the more dense, it will be resulting more volume from you get more petrol pump, more fuel. If you go and ask for fuel at 4 a.m., therefore people think ask temperature is widely related with
It matters that basically it matters.
Sir.
Okay. Right. So how many members are there in the family? What does each one do? And besides the petrol pump, any other responsibilities which you take? Any decision where you are involved or it is taken? And also what do you inherit from your parents, the qualities, and something you would 1 point each for your father and mother where they could even do better?
So starting with my family, so my family consists of 4 people. We are defense plus business kind of family. My father was there in defense for he was there in army air defense for 18 years. After that he got retired in 2016. We entered into this business. We entered into a construction business, then this retail outlet business, and we are there. In my family, talk about my father, sir, my father is an MBA graduate. He did his MBA in 2009 from Symbiosis, and currently is in Bhopal. Talk about my mother is BA graduate. She completed BA from Patna University in 2003. After that, my mom is a today's homemaker. Talking about my sister is BTech graduate from IIT Delhi. And after that, after graduating from IIT Delhi, she completed the courses from CS, and she decided to work with Adobe. She is working with Adobe, and around like at December she will completing around 2 years of his service, and she will also resign from his job, and now she is looking job outside country. Like now she take jobs in America. These are some way the extracurricular activities which we are doing, which I do in my home. The responsibility I told that bringing food and everything, there is part of responsibility, but there are many extracurricular activities. Like my father is the secretary of March Society. The majority of maintenance records I maintain in my home, like people who gave money, what kind of online was there, which giving salary to workers on time, putting electricity bill, everything. This kind of traditional responsibility I manage. My mother, even with my mother I go. With my mother I go for yoga. That's a good time with my mother, and I do yoga. At 9 p.m. when my father comes, we have a lot much of discussion. We got a lot much of family time together. If Big Boss was there, we were there in Big Boss. Like that, Big Boss was our family show that particular time. But like, somehow we lost. We got somehow busy when we were there in army. We were a Big Boss fan, but after coming to civil, we lost everything. The peaceful time. Morning hours are also peaceful time for us. And the whole day is busy for us. And when I talk about my sister,
Do you also contribute anyway to your society where you are staying?
yes, sir, I do contribute to the society. The maintenance part is one thing, but secondly, the various puja took place in society. Like Ganesh puja was there. And I was not a part of the organizing committee because my exams are there. My exam was serious was there. But during the langar, the people after 9 p.m. to 2 p.m. I was there to help them people कि हाँ लंगर वगैरह चला देता हूँ. to help them out. So these kind of small stuff I used to do. I have good relation with people. And majority of people are business people in my society. Therefore, they have more products than me. So the need for my involvement is very less. And the other kind of responsibility I used to go not as in society. I used to go outside nearby. I have number of temples. So majority of times when I go outside the temples, I
Okay. Right. What qualities do you inherit from your parents?
very first quality is having a bigger vision. From my father, I always see having a bigger vision is a quality. Having a imagination to grow is a quality. And from my mother is having a dedication to pursue something I appreciate the most. Because my father comes from an army background, and till now we have increased our living standards and everything, and because of my father. Many things to ask for decisions which I took place in my various aspect of my business and everything. The majority of strength which I take decisions or my strength behind my decisions are my father. Every time for any decision I need to take, first thing I keep in mind कि पापा क्या बात बोलेंगे, क्या होगा डिसीजन क्या होगा. एक फर्स्ट थिंग मैं स्ट्रॉन्ग डिसीजन इसलिए लेता हूँ कि मुझे पता है कि मेरे पापा के पीछे है, मेरी फैमिली के पीछे है. और somehow I am very close to my father. एक लड़की होते हैं क्लोज क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग से ही पापा ही है जो पहले बहुत टफ रहते हैं. फिर जब आप 10-12 में रहते हैं फिर आप बहुत टफ रहते हैं. फिर आफ्टर एज जो फादर ऑल्सो काम डाउन अब वो चिल हो जाते हैं. somehow I feel कि
So now are your decisions independent or backing your father is still required?
sir, I am both. Like majority of decisions I take independently, but yes, I take help of father, decisions of my father to get into like designing a job. That was a tough decision for me. Recently you see the IIT unemployment rate, what unemployment is going in, structural unemployment is going in, the technology AI came, and my father asked me कि it is what for leaving a job. Then I said yes. My father said we come back. You have bigger things to do.
Okay, what one suggestion would you give to your father to make him a better person?
Sir, we come from a defense background. Like my father was Fauji for 18 to 17 years, and he trusts people easily. Like the people who, because in army that everybody is trustable. पूरी army में आपका फौजी है और everybody knows by name. So somehow the trust in between the societies are quite high. But after coming to civil, like we gave some money. When my father got retired, we gave some money to our friends, my civilian friends. They don't return that money. Check bounce was there, and those people check bounce is there, and not much of things. Therefore, I see my father. He should not place trust easily. But my father is now experienced one, and he is a giant in this. Talking about my mother, when I talk about the things which my mother improved, my mother was not very good with physical fitness, but after society maintenance, going in yoga and every instructor, my mom also started going to yoga. Somehow my mom is also good.
Okay, what are your similarities between you and your sister, and two things where she is better than you?
The similarity between me and my sister is we both are optimistic. We also read forecast. We make planning for future. Basically, the very first thing. Second, we make cost decisions. We make tough decisions in our time. And my sister also took very tough decisions in his graduation years, and now she's there. Or the dissimilarities. Yes, my sister is better than me in the various things. When first she got IIT Delhi, I got NIT. So the education background, my sister is quite well. But yes, I was choosing planning. Therefore, this is the only.
So is it because she is more intelligent than you, or did she work hard than you?
I can say that she is intelligent than me. Of course, my elder sister is more experienced than me. Yes, as a part of hard work, I put my 100% in everywhere. I can't say that मैंने hard work कम किया है. If I'm doing anything, I put 100% that. So my 100% efforts are there. talking about dissimilarities, which I feel I say between me and my sister is my sister my sister look for various connection, and various connection there is more resourceful, and I'm not. I just graduated now in 2025. So my connections are not so well in between corporate and everything. There is something lacking. So with time I will include that. Secondly, the management of money. Somehow my sister is a good manager of money. Like I realize
Okay. And so both of you like to take tough decisions.
that.
What are the two toughest decisions you have taken in your lives?
Sir, when I was there in my NIT, I took bachelor's of civil engineering first. My first course, which was bachelor's of civil engineering, I studied for 2 months. I realized that I will not make it. I decided कि इसमें career नहीं बना पाऊंगा. और secondly, the people who are there in my faculty staff, I talk to them, and the everybody क्या होगा 4 साल बाद. और फर्स्ट टाइम में आता हूँ मैं सोचता हूँ 4 साल बाद क्या होगा, क्या प्लेसमेंट होगी, क्या, because you are putting 4 years of your valuable time, your money, your 4 years you are going nowhere, you coming every day in this institute, you trust money. So that particular after doing civil engineering for 2 months, I said I will not continue this. I went to my departmental head. I said I need leaving from this post and I need to go for planning. After planning, for same time in my 2 months, I got a chance to read planning in my NIT Bhopal and went for classes. Then I switched to planning. Ashutosh sir, which I told him, he was my very first early mentor to the decision which I took. That was one thing, decision which I took, entirely changing my career to civil to architecture and planning. Construction against construction versus the policy making. I took a big decision. Second decision which I took was in my attendance, in my college attendance. Somehow that was a risk. That was particular risk because I know that 75%.
Okay, right. So your motivation, I am aware. Okay. Now, through ETS entry, if you are through in all respects, where all do you get trained? What is the duration of your training? The rank structure, the choice of arm which you would like to choose if you are given an option. What are the fighting and supporting arms of the army?
Sir, luckily if I clear this attempt, the best way, then I will joining IMA, Indian Military Academy, Dehradun for 1 year training. And after my training, I will get option for choosing services between
Yes, repeat again, I couldn't hear you.
So after 1 year of training at IMA Dehradun, I will get chance for choosing various courses like the Corps of Engineers, Army Defense, then RBR Signals.
Are you doing TGS or TGC or you're doing TGC in training?
TGC.
So you straight away go to IMA?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There is a 1 year
Then-
training. Then after commissioning from there, after POP, I will be given arms. The most big arms will be Corps of Engineers, the Army Defense will be there, some of aviations are also there.
I am saying that you are given a choice, then which one will you choose?
Army Defense, sir.
Why?
My father was there, this was my parental course, and somehow I am more endorsed to this. Because right from my 22 years, I was close to only Army Defense. My unit was 501 Group 20 SP. Therefore, I would like to command or I will contribute into the same.
Okay. What are the fighting arms and other?
Sir, Indian Army are divided 3 arms. First is the fighting arm, second the support arm, then services arm. For the fighting arm, armored, then infantry, then mechanized infantry are there. For support arm, Army Defense is there, artillery is there. For services arm, Army Ordnance Corps, pioneers are there, Army Postal Services are there.
Okay. But it's not necessary that you have to. People after doing BTech also they opt for infantry also. The choice is available.
Yes, sir, I agree with that. The people opt for, because outside there's many reels like para commandos and infantry. There are many things reels that influence decisions. But what I see, yeah, I have a good insight of remote sensing and GIS. I can work for
Okay,
it.
which are the other arms for which are the fighting arms? Which are the other fighting arms?
You are talking about infantry, mechanized infantry, armored.
And supporting arms?
For supporting arm, army air defense, artillery, aviation.
Okay, right. Now during this Op Sindoor, there was a lot of mention about something called the S-400.
Yes, sir.
What is this S-400 and now they're talking about some Sudarshan Chakra? What is all these things?
The S-400, what we buy from Russia, 35,000 crores equipment, is a SAM, surface to air.
It's a?
SAM, surface to air.
Okay.
And Sudarshan Chakra is the name for S-400. The Indian version is S-400. Like for like the same like for the 2 kV, 1 we put the name Qadra. For the S-400, we put Sudarshan Chakra.
So when you say surface to air, that means you used to down aeroplanes, but there were no aeroplanes which were really used like that. It is only for aeroplanes?
No, sir, it was for aerial target mode. It was for the aerial target for drones. It includes drones or any kind of aerial target. But for the small aerial target, a small sense like the Akash is there, the Bhagwa Astra is there, the small kind of surface to air missiles are there, the Qadras are there. Because these SAM are very costly equipment. So firing a SAM, then S-400 fire any missile fire in pair, and it will cost like 2 missiles at one small target will be lost. Therefore,
Was the S-400 used for destroying the drones, Pakistani drones?
sir,
Was S-400 system used for destroying Pakistani drones?
yes sir, it's not Pakistani drone. There is a proper system for there is a collection of system. I'm not sure that which position at which equipment are killed which drone, but yes, there is handbags are there. Like
Okay. Where is the northern command of the army?
Udhampur,
And southwestern?
Jaipur, sir.
Training?
Shimla, sir.
Who's presently the Chief of Defence Staff, CDS?
Sir, General Anil Chauhan.
Okay, right. How do you keep yourself updated on what's happening around in the country and the world? Can you update me on, from your perspective, current and important two national and international issues?
Sir, talking about the issues or rules which are applying recently, very first thing is the GST. The government had reduced GST from 5 slabs to 2 slabs, basically, and this will be used for Indian economy. Second, in state of Bihar, the Pune airport was inaugurated by PM Modi ji. PM Modi ji for 35,000 crore project as a second. And for the international issue, which is Nepal Genji project was on the top line was there. Secondly, the floods were there across country. Third, the China recently places long range radar in Myanmar. These are some connected issues which is floating in last 1 year.
Your opinion on outcome of the SCO summit where the Prime Minister also went?
Sir, I have not read about because the majority of things which I read in end of month I got certain magazines. I read from them.
You don't like to read the newspaper?
No sir, I don't like to read newspaper.
So do you think that if you read one magazine at the end of the month, it is enough to keep you updated?
Yes sir, because majority of things which comes in newspaper, like when I talk about with a particular phase by this event took place today, that event took place today, this event took place next day. It's better to read.
But these days, even these apps are available on phone. You can even update your knowledge on phone.
Yes sir, I do update that the Genji protest that is not part of the print media, but I prefer print media more towards digital media because after last 4 to 5 weeks we have seen that the print digital media.
Okay. Right. Your own assessment of yourself. What are your strong points and what are some areas of improvement and what are you doing for that?
Sir, talking about my strong point, I told that I am a determined person. I'm a opportunity finding person. It is something I am there. And third I also do. I take decisions at a tough time. These are strong points. But when I talk about weakness, many times when I do majority of any work at a time, I have a tea time, but I try to get the square for that time. Therefore, I lost priority. Somehow I'm improving my maturity and I'm doing my planning well. Therefore, I'm giving time to everything. I will like to improve the time that I will like to improve after my graduation. And second thing, in my weakness, I would like to improve in my Hindi. Because nowadays, when I started reading the Madhyapradesh Bhumi Vikas Adhikam books for planning purpose, I started realizing that the technical terms are quite tough, and the majority of Hindi books are majority of law books between planning and because planning comes with legality.
Understood. Okay. For some reason, if you don't get recommended this time also, then what happens?
I have worked quite well for my attempt. I will clear it, the 100% I will clear it. But yes, the part of luck is always there. The lady luck is will be there. But sir, if I don't clear, I will come back again. I will come back again. Till that I will become an officer or I become an ex-spirit of citizens. I will come till that. I will improve every time. I will improve. But if I got failed, then I did my masters I will do masters from a good institute and I will be there in good corporate department shaping country in the world.
You seem to be quite dependent on luck as well. Earlier also you said luckily but I believe that the harder you work, the luckier you become.
Yes sir, I agree with
So how come you are so much still depending on luck?
Sir, because majority of things which I see between me and my classmates, we both are sat in the same bench, but somehow I was in a good position in today because my luck was there, my destination was there. I give a good chance to destination because suppose I don't meet at a particular time a person, suppose I don't meet you at a particular time, it will not told me about the what opportunity will be there. So I
Okay, right. With that we finished. At this stage, if the interviewing officer asks you any question, don't ask any questions. And definitely not how I done or will I clear the interview. Okay. So we will first talk about now you have to be your clarity is lacking. Okay, you have to be very clear in your mind. Now, whatever we spoke about in the beginning about your earlier SSBs and all, now, where could you not express yourself? Expression comes only in two places. That means it was either the GD or the GPE. Isn't it? So if you are assessing yourself, then you should be able to express clearly. So I feel that in the group discussion and group planning, I am not able to communicate my thoughts very clearly, or if you feel that in GP the priorities go wrong, or when there is a discussion you are unable to, so you have to be clear on whatever you speak. The next thing was simple question, what is your overall percentage of marks? Your overall percentage of marks, you are in the 80s, you are consistent but you can't call them brilliant marks. But whatever it is, since you were already preparing for other exams as well, it depends. If it wants to grill you further, you should be prepared to answer why your percentage is in the 80s and not in the 90s. Because in 12th you said somebody scored 97 as well. Coming to your favorite subject, physics, don't confuse issues. What is my question? My favorite subject is physics. What was my question and why? So first you clarify your physics. That you like because you find it logical, you find it practical, you find it you can correlate, whatever you want to say. Then make a casual mention that sir, somehow I was not very interested in chemistry because I found that it was more theoretical and you have to remember too many things. So then don't mix up. Similarly, when we talk about the teachers, very clear. Okay, now whatever is the what you need to give, you can give the name, you can give the subject the person is teaching. So basically, you were more emphasizing on the method of teaching. That was the emphasis. Of course, that is a very important issue. There are certain issues also that all people are not same. Okay, some teachers have partiality also. So if you find that the person is impartial, very important is also how does a teacher manage people who are not as good? What is his motivation towards the weaker people? What efforts does he take? And like you said that he was a mentor. So if he is a mentor, then you must bring it out. He was a mentor also, not only to you, to others also. He must be seen in the overall perspective. Okay. If there is no teacher you don't like, it's fine. There is no compulsion. Then we come to your friends. Fokat and Supranil, something you said. They support you and they do project you. That is not the reason. You must tell me why do you like that person. Okay, when I asked you what do the people think about you, you said they think that I am determined, that I am little optimistic, my planning is good and I am helpful and friendly. So there must be certain things like this about your friends as well. Your friends as well. Okay? So those things will also be there. Understood? So same way, if you focus separately and Supranil separately. Okay, what are the things? People are helpful, people are friendly, people are jovial, people can be good in sports, they can be academically sound, they can be fun-loving, they can be adventurous, they can be people who participate in a lot of things, they can be people who are good in sports. Okay, so like this there are so many things. So whatever you like, you should bring out separately for these people. Okay. Then you have not done much about your extracurricular position of responsibility. That's okay. But then I told you in the beginning that don't leave gaps. Now what else? It was a very sad answer that you gave, that for some reason. Why were you made the monitor? You must have found some reason. And then when I said what is the some reason, then you gave me 5 or 6 good qualities about you. Why did you have to stick to some reason? I said that there has to be clarity, isn't it? So I was made the monitor because the teacher felt that I was academically okay. I had a good control over my friends. I was friendly by nature. I could take the issues to a higher level if required. At times when it was required to mind the class, I could control. So whatever those things are there which you brought out, there is nothing called some, this, that. Everything has to be specific. So these specific things need to be sorted out. Then we come to your own qualities. You will bring out some, or just see if you feel there is something more. Then, because if your name is Ronak and you said you are that type of person, then one thing for sure should be that you are a unloving, happy-go-lucky person, and that is also one of the important qualities also. So beginning you said you are like that, but if your friends don't see you, then there is something wrong. Okay, daily routine is okay, interest, hobbies not much to do. But your time management, of course, since you're helping your father and spending so much time, well, it's fine. But here, in between, you should be able to show some way that you are spending time with your friends as well. If, you should make it clear that occasionally, sir, on Sundays I go for only half a day, and then in the evening I like to spend some time with my friends. There has to be some other activity as well. Your family part again, routine plus taking care of the pump and helping out wherever it is, that's all fine. The responsibility is fine. So that part was covered. Okay, defense we've already covered in the beginning. So the motivation itself, from the time you open your eyes, you have been seeing defense. So that motivation, of course, is there. And this knowledge about defense could be more if your father was from air defense, and if you have seen some things, then there could be some question asked. At all units, what did you see? Did you go anytime? So those things, I don't ask this question because they should be naturally coming out. Okay, S400 and all, just little see update. What in clear terms how you can explain. General awareness is very sad and very poor. At this stage, when you are appearing for SSB, even when you are sitting in the petrol pump, sometimes paper must be coming there also. Not reading the newspaper and updating your way of updating is absolutely incorrect. You must know on day-to-day basis what is happening in the country and what is happening in the world. So even now you should start taking the newspaper daily, pick up 2, 3, 4 topics and go into details. And including, even if you are not taking part in sports, the India-Pakistan Asia Cup cricket match is a very important and very popular news. You know that? Do you know that India beat Pakistan? Do you know that in the T20? Do you also know that there was some politics after that? The captain refused to shake hand, and the team Pakistan team kept waiting, and we didn't even come out. And their captain did not go for the function, and they have said that this is not right and all that. So all of these should be there. It may be then this boxing we got a gold medal. No, so if you read daily paper, you come to know. In the first page, if you read, now the negotiations are going on. Today, somebody is coming from America to discuss all these things. Then this tariff of 50%, why is it there? What are the issues? These things we should know. No? If you read one newspaper, one magazine, you will never know the details. Okay, yesterday paper kept on saying that now they are insisting that we buy corn from there. So this you will not know. Okay. Then this business of luckily, get out of this luckiness. Wherever you have to mention, you must say, sir, that this time I have worked hard and I am prepared well. And sir, my confidence tells me that this time I will be making it. Whether I ask you if you are not recommended or in between when you said luckily I make it, there is no luck in this. Okay, now you must attempt with so many attempts. You should be talking more about making it by way of your performance. That's what we should be talking about. Your strong points, again, these are not enough. Okay, people enjoy your company, you are a happy-go-lucky person, you are determined, you are focus-oriented, you work hard towards achieving your goal, you are helpful by nature. Okay, so add a couple of things, you are a responsible person. There are so many things you are doing in the family also. So you are a responsible person, and responsibility is very important for becoming an officer. So that's about all which we can sort out. Any questions from your side?
Well, the GK part of the problem was basically when I was there in Bangalore, I don't get a time to read newspapers or anything because
Yeah. ये बोलेगा तो मैं तेरे को और लगाऊंगा।
नहीं नहीं सर,
You know how much time does it take to bloody read a
नहीं
newspaper?
सर आता ही नहीं है ना टाइम पे, तो हमारे ड्यूटी पर आता है 9 बजे आता है, तो 9 बजे आता है तो 8 बजे तक मैं तो निकल जाता हूँ, तो फिर वो न्यूज़पेपर देखता
अरे
है।
भाई तो न्यूज़पेपर तो वहाँ डिलीवर कर जाएगा, वहाँ पे लेके रात को भी पढ़ सकते हो, कि कहीं पे भी पढ़ सकते हो, तो दैट इज नो एक्सक्यूज।
और
No
सर
excuse.
मैथ्यू सर पेडली साथ मंथ के एंड में आता है और पूरे मंथ की बातें बता देता है, डीटीएम मंथ की इस बार समथिंग ये पूरा पेपर
भाई नहीं होता। अखबार जो है वो, अभी तो आप भोपाल में हो और पंप में बैठते हो, सवेरे घर से अखबार लेके जाया करो, पंप में बैठ के, और कोई प्रेपरेशन की भी जरूरत नहीं है, अखबार पढ़ो। ओके, एंड एट टाइम देयर इज अ टेंडेंसी टू लुक अ लिटिल एरोगेंट, वो अवॉइड करना, आराम से बात करो, गुस्सा नहीं होना, आराम से बात करो, खासकर जब अगर इंटरव्यू में आपको थोड़ा प्रेशर डालेगा, मेंटेन योर कंट्रोल। Okay, so if there is no question, then we can ask the others if they have any clarification.
Okay, online.
All the best.
Good. Next one.
सर फाइनल नहीं है सर,
नहीं है? भैया